All right, folks. This is no joke. You guys see me okay? This is not a joke what's going on, okay? We got some serious problems. You guys see me okay? All right, let's see what's going on with the notifications here. All right. Are we up and running? Looks like it. All right. I'm going to give it a minute. Okay, as you can see, folks, this is not a joke. Can you see the glare of these headlights all around, ladies and gentlemen? You see that? All right, this is not a joke, folks. They've weaponized the headlights. Now, the information I'm about to give you is a matter of whether or not you want to be able to see in a few years. You're going to go blind. These headlights on these cars are projector beams. Did you hear me? These headlights are projector beam headlights that they're putting on all the cars. Do you know what that means? That's right. Projector beams aimed at your eyeballs. All the oncoming traffic has projector beam headlights. Look at the glare behind me, right? It's unbelievable, folks. It's literally unbelievable. And we got to deal with these street lights. I'm not kidding. I drive with these every night because you want to know something? When I get home, there's two things I like. I like to be able to go to sleep because all this white light at night suppresses your melatonin. And all of these projector beam headlights being driven around by people who have no clue what's on the front of their car are destroying your vision. Do you understand me? Those are facts, folks. Those are facts. The color of the lights coming off these new cars for the past 10, 15 years, the color of light coming off these car headlights is destructive to human health in a variety of ways. It suppresses the production of your sleep hormone called melatonin by tricking your body into thinking it's still daytime at night. Everywhere you go, I mean, you can't get around. They've put white lighting in everywhere. All the stores, the gas stations, the parking lots, the street lights, even in the homes now. I see people that have 6,500 Kelvin lights in their home. These bluish white lights, right? At night. The worst thing you can do for your health is to mess with the lighting at night, to have the wrong color of light coming out of these light bulbs at night, right? They have successfully weaponized the evenings, folks. All right? This is not a joke. I'm not wearing this for attention, folks. I'm wearing this because this is how I roll when I come home. I cannot stand being out staring at these headlights. And you know what's even worse in some cases? The brake lights. That's right, the LED brake lights of some of these cars, especially the Cadillacs. The Teslas have the worst headlights, and the Cadillacs have the worst brake lights. The most blinding headlights are the Teslas, and the most blinding brake lights are the Cadillacs, so far that I've seen. And generally, the worst offenders are the Japanese cars. Koreans aren't far behind them, right? But these projector beam headlights are fitted on all the cars. Do you see this glare that never ends behind me? It never ends, folks. And if you have a long commute and you don't have a center divider and you're looking at people with their high beams, Let me tell you something. Every night that you expose your eyes to these lights, it notches away and wears away at your vision. It's destroying your photoreceptors permanently. Now, I could say the same thing about the computer screens and the televisions. That's part of the agenda as well. But what I'm talking about right now is what many of us are forced to do, and that is to drive at night. Now, do you remember years ago when all the street lights were orange and they're kind of a warm orange color? Now, everything is lit up like it's a full moon on steroids every single night. Do you know that the blue cool light of the moon actually induces sepsis processes in your body, decomposition? You know, it's the type of stuff that takes place when fungus is eating a dead organism, right? Like a rotting tree, or organic matter decaying in the sun, right? The cool 6,500 Kelvin moonlight is only foisted on us once a month. And granted, there's a purpose. There's a lot of nocturnal animals that need a little bit of illumination to recharge their batteries. And in ancient societies, not so long ago, we used to be able to work the harvest moon and work till the dark. I'm a pretty active person. I stay busy. I never run out of things to do because, quite frankly, there is so much to do and so little time when it comes to taking care of things. I find myself frequently working even in the dark without a light. Well, one of the things I've been able to manage to maintain, boy, look at this one, folks. Look at these lights. Look at this. Can you see these headlights? Look at this. How would you like to stare at that? Huh? Look at this. Huh? Look at this. Look at these lights. It's ridiculous. Can you see me? Especially these trucks when they're out of alignment. Or, you know what the worst thing is, folks? Is these absolute a-holes that turn their brights on when they have a bad headlight, so at least the bright comes on, right? That's how selfish and ignorant and inconsiderate some people are. They'll actually drive around with both brights on because they got a bad headlight, and they'll just literally blind everybody, right? Most of you don't realize what's been done to your cars, okay? Most of you are just trying to get through life, trying to go to work, trying to pay your bills, trying to support your families, and you get into a vehicle, you buy a car, you lease a car, whatever, you finance a car, you inherit a car, and it's got these weaponized headlights on it. What do you do about it? Well, at this point, the only thing you can do, aside from swapping them out to the old halogen bulbs, all my cars have incandescent fixtures in them. All my cars are 1994. This is a 1994 convertible I'm driving, folks, and it's got those old headlamps. You can go down to the auto parts store and replace these headlights for like $10, right? And when you turn them on, they don't blind anybody. You can look at them. They don't burn up your eyes. These headlights on these new cars, they're projector beam headlights, okay? First it started with the xenon beam, those bluish lights, really, really bad. Then they went to projector beam headlights in these new cars, right? And since when is it good to look at a projector beam, ladies and gentlemen? Right? I mean, seriously. This is unbelievable, right? Well, I can tell you right now that it's no accident that they have put LED light-emitting diode lights on all the cars. All right? There is absolutely no accidents involved, folks. There is a show coming out. It's a sci-fi series coming out. It's called C. And it's a series about the future where everybody goes blind. Right? That's what they have planned for us, folks. They want everybody to go blind. They want everybody to have, no vision, not be able to see. The blue light, the backlit screens are making you lose your vision, folks. The headlights on the cars are destroying the photoreceptors in your eyes. That's why I wear my sunglasses at night, folks. This is the truth. Now, you may not realize it now, but let me tell you something. When your vision starts to deteriorate, When you end up with a detached retina at age 22 for playing video games, when you've got myopia in 4th grade, when your eyes have macular degeneration when you haven't even gotten your high school diploma, then you'll know that I wasn't kidding around, ladies and gentlemen. You need to protect your eyes. And I'm not talking about wearing sunglasses during the day. I'm talking about wearing sunglasses at night. You've got 2 eyes. And when the photoreceptors have been destroyed by the reactive oxygen species that have been formed by the blue and white light hitting the photoreceptors and turning the retinol into reactive oxygen species, destroying the photoreceptors in your eyes, you never recover those. There are no procedures that can restore your vision when this takes place. It is permanent, irreversible blindness that is being induced in the population by these headlights, by these street lights, by these home use LED lamps, by these backlit television screens, by these backlit LED computer monitors. Let me explain something to you folks. You better understand what's being done to you. Not only have they spent decades trying to make you spiritually blind, now they're doubling down and making you physically blind. All right? You know, when you have a set of ski goggles on, you can really analyze the weaponry, and you can see it for what it is. These light-emitting diode lights that they've put everywhere are weapons, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that lighting has been weaponized? Did you know that, I'm going to tell you something right now, especially if you have young daughters, I need you to understand and listen to me. Assuming that your daughters did not get all their eggs microwaved, by the way, you know that girls are born with all their eggs, right? They're immature eggs, but they're born with a finite number. So if you're a father or a mother and you have a daughter, listen up. Girls are born with a finite number of eggs, all right? They develop into mature eggs over their lifetime. You know, when they hit puberty, they have now begun to have fully developed eggs. Well, during the process of maturation, from birth all the way to puberty, these eggs are being destroyed by Wi-Fi and microwave-enabled laptop devices that in some cases are forced on your daughters by the school districts, right? That's right. The school districts are forced microwave devices into the laps of your children. I fought this for years. That's why I started WiFiDangers.com. That's why I run these websites to try to warn people about what's being done to their children. Let's assume that the microwave transmitters and the infertility pads and the laptops haven't burned up all the girls. The LED lights that emit the white light and blue light at night are disrupting the sleep cycles of your children. When you have a disruption in circadian rhythm, as it's called, that's what the sleep cycle is a function of. Your body has a rhythm. You know, ladies, every month they go through, it's called a menstrual cycle. Your body has a circadian rhythm. It goes through it every 24 hours. Wake up and go to sleep, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that the blue light at night and the white light at night that's coming out of all these newfangled lights that they've put in everywhere are disrupting the sleep cycle, the circadian rhythm of your daughters. And that is damaging their egg maturation process. You know, they say that there are many ways to get the job done, folks. And, you know, Wi-Fi and microwave communication system are just a part of this agenda. The lighting has been weaponized. They've changed the color of the lights coming out of all the car headlights and all the street lights and all of the lights in the grocery store and the liquor store and the restaurants and in the buses. And man alive, have you been on an airplane at night? It's all blue light on the airplanes. Really creepy. All the airplanes are literally microwave ovens with all the Wi-Fi going through them inside this aluminum steel fuselage. And they've got blue light up the gazoo in these airplanes. So if you've ever flown out on a red eye on one of these aircraft, it's all blue light at night. It's unbelievable, right? Unbelievable what's going on. Blue light and white light at night is very damaging to young girls because it affects the maturation of their eggs. A young girl needs adequate sleep and a consistent circadian rhythm. Now, I'm not going to go into what all the hormones in the milk are doing and all the phytoestrogens in the soy are doing. I want to just stick to the lighting. If you have a daughter and you wonder why after she went to grad school and has got $300,000 worth of student loan debt and now she can't get pregnant, well, it's a combination of several factors. 20 years of Wi-Fi in school and 20 years of blue and white light at night. And then I won't even talk about the potential for the vaccines to be implicated in this. We've known that the tetanus shots have been spiked and contained beta-HCG in some parts of the world that have induced a sterilization effect on the unfortunate recipients of the multi-stage dose of the tetanus shots. I just want to talk about the lighting tonight, because tonight is the night that we expose what the lighting is doing to us. Look at these headlights. Look at this. This is insane. How do you people put up with this? Why do you people put up with this? Protect your eyes and protect your children. Those televisions that you keep wanting to get bigger and better ones of are weapons. Those car headlights are weapons. Those street lights are weapons. I'm not going to go into the 5G and the millimeter waves and the radiation aspect yet. I want you to understand that they've weaponized the lighting. Did you know that the wrong type of lighting can make you sick? Well, just ask anybody that's worked at Troy High School in classrooms with sheet metal walls and pink fluorescent lighting for decades about why there's so much breast cancer and endocrine cancer and tumors at that school in Fullerton, because they've had the pink fluorescence in there for decades inside those metal walls. There's been a cancer cluster at Troy High School going on for years there that nobody wants to look into. And, you know, the pink fluorescent lighting, by the way, fluorescent lights put out radio waves, and in some cases, X-rays. And depending upon the shielding, can be deadly. Especially if you work at Troy High School and you don't have any windows. That's right, you don't have any windows. And you got sheet metal walls, and boy, they've really upped the ante at Troy High School in Fullerton, because they got Wi-Fi inside these classrooms with sheet metal walls. So I hope you enjoy your ticket to ride over there in the Fullerton Joint Union High School District, folks. They're working on killing our eyes, folks. Excuse me. They are working on destroying your eyes. They are working on destroying one of the most amazing things God has created, your eyes. And it is time for all of you to invest in some very low-cost protection. I strongly recommend that you enjoy the evenings, like I do, with proper eyewear. Good high-quality ski goggles are my choice. And then it makes driving at night so pleasurable. And you know, I'm in Southern California right now, the top's down, in my 25-year-old car. I don't need one of these newfangled electronic vehicles that I couldn't even figure out how to get out of if the power shut off. You know, there's an incident where this poor guy, he had a family, and he hit a small tree in his Tesla, and it became an electromagnetic tomb for him because he couldn't get out, because what happened was he hit this tree and something short-circuited and caused the lithium battery in the car to catch fire, and he was burned alive in the car because the doors wouldn't open. And from what I understand, even the firemen couldn't get him out. So, you know, you look at the death statistics of some of these cars like Teslas, not such a great idea. I like the old school stuff where you can pull out the spark plugs and change the oil and pop the fuses and, you know, check the differential fluid in the back and see your brake pads and not have to rely on one of 500,000 computer modules and sensors in your car. I don't like being at the mercy of a transistor or a capacitor in some crazy module, right? I mean, for crying out loud, the cars today, they're literal computers, right? Folks, there are still ways to win. They're not going to get all of us. And today is the day that you start protecting your eyes. If you watch television, I think you're mentally ill. I really do. Because you have to be mentally ill to sit in front of a television and let these networks that are run by these evil, sick people program you. But that's what they're doing, if you let them. And what's even worse is there's so much blue and white light coming out of the TV sets, it looks like an alien abduction in every house I walk by at night. You go for a walk at night. I live in Southern California. You can go for a walk at night 12 months a year because the weather's nice, right? And I don't care whether it's, you know, an 80 or 90 degree night in the summer, or if it's a 35 to 50 degree night in the dead of winter. You will rarely find people outside their homes because in Southern California, and I guess everywhere else, the centerpiece of the home is not the fireplace, it's not the living room, it's not the kitchen table. It's 5 different television sets, one for each occupant, right? And some people I know have television sets in their bathrooms. That's how pathetic they are, okay? They've got television sets in their bathroom. That's how messed up in the head they are, right? But my point is that these screens are emitting light in a weaponized fashion. They're feeding your body blue and white light all night long that keeps you from sleeping. It keeps you from developing healthy, mature eggs if you're a young girl. And that, coupled with the microwave exposure, is a recipe for infertility. And on the WIKIJOE channel this morning, I talked about Generation Z and what they're doing to the young people. How this generation born after, I think, 96 or 97 is called Generation Z, the last letter of the alphabet, or the I generation, you know, the infertile generation. You know, you can actually see the weapons systems in these cars' headlights when you look at them through these goggles. They don't hurt your eyes. You know, if you go to a restaurant, they've rolled out all these lights, supposedly energy efficient. You know, what's the cost, folks? What's the cost of your health? What's the cost of your progeny? What's the cost of your fecundity? What is the cost of your lineage? What, you want to save $3 a year in electricity? That's about what an LED light bulb will save you over a year. Why would you do that to your health? Seriously, why? Why would you compromise your health for a couple of bucks? You know, I know a lot of people who have spent their whole life pinching pennies and ripping people off, holding back the wages, you know, underpaying their people they hire, you know, cheating on this, and they got all this money, they got no, and their health is in the shitter, right? They can't even enjoy anything anymore because it's all gone. Is that what it's all about? Are you that dumb to think that $7 is worth going blind over? Well, that's what they've convinced you to do. Wow, I'm behind a, it looks like a Dodge. It's one of these, yeah, this is a Dodge. Those brake lights are deadly. You know, I'm surprised they're not studying the impact of pedestrian fatalities and the increase in accidents as a direct function of these weaponized headlights, because even with these goggles, these headlights are unbelievably strong. You can see what's behind me right now. I don't know what kind of car this is coming up on my left here. Let's take a look. That thing is a Mercedes. Wow, really nasty headlights. Let's see what this thing is behind me here. Look at that. If I didn't have these goggles on, I'd be blind. Those projector beams are aimed right at me, right? Look at that. This is unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. And yet people pay good money for this stuff, right? It's unbelievable. That's right. This is what they're into. It's the technology, the latest and the greatest and the newest and the neatest, right? But the newer the stuff is, the more weaponized it is, folks. The newer the gadgets, the more deadly they are. And I'm just warning you that if you don't take precautions, if you don't take common sense measure now, recovering your health and your vision will be a near impossibility in the foreseeable future. You see, folks, you can't put a price on health, and your health is a function of the choices you make on a daily basis. And in some cases, your health is a function of the choices you make on a minute-by-minute basis. Case in point is, how do you begin your day and how do you begin your commute at night? How do you begin your afternoons? It is absolutely unbelievable how we have been duped into allowing ourselves to be driving around a bunch of weaponized projector beam headlight cars, right? So we can make our fellow human being go blind, right? And then we sit back and let these people put in this weaponized streetlight system. And yet in the classrooms, these poor children are sun deprived. They black out all the windows in the classrooms, right? So you can't daydream about being free and being outside. You know the reason why they blocked out the windows in all the schools? It's not for the reasons that you think. Oh, they'll tell you, oh, it's for energy efficiency, for keeping the classrooms cool, right? No, they're not worried about energy efficiency. Do you know how much electricity they're using charging up all these infertility pads and all these Chromebooks and all these laptops and all these Wi-Fi systems? They're not saving electricity in these weaponized classrooms, folks. They've blacked out all the classroom windows because they don't want you looking outside and staying in touch with the human condition and God's creation. They want you inside this mind control box where they take you from reality. And look at this. Look at these lights. I'm in a horror movie, folks. I'm surrounded by weaponized headlights everywhere I go. Behind me, and I got weaponized brake lights in front of me. It's unbelievable. And you know what? I bet all these cars have Wi-Fi. I bet all these people are driving around with Wi-Fi bouncing off of the walls and the sheet metal floors as these Tesla drivers are driving around with their legs over this massive electromagnetic field from the electric motor in the thing, right? And I'll tell you, a lithium battery is a lot more dangerous than a tank full of gasoline in terms of its ability to cause harm. Folks, I want to tell you something. If I get into an accident, I got a hammer under my seat to break the window, and I can crawl out the roof, for crying out loud. And I got these latches that aren't electronic. They got these really thick steel cables in them that operate the door latch, right? I'm not relying on some plastic sensor made in a foreign country to get me out of my car if it catches on fire, right? But, you know, so be it if you're into these newfangled weaponized gadgets. And by the way, one of the reasons why they're putting everybody into these electric cars has nothing to do with greenhouse gas emissions. It has everything to do with limiting the range of your mobility. You know, you would think there would be electrical charging stations all over the place. These cars have a crappy range and there ain't no charging stations, folks. Eventually, folks, you're not going to be able to travel very far. If they get their way and ban gasoline, gasoline gives you a tremendous ability. And by the way, the air is cleaner than it's ever been. The cars run very efficient. They've increased the combustion temperature and the compression ratios. And the exhaust gas recirculation systems, massive improvements in the catalytic converters and the ignitions in these cars. They're very clean. The air has never been cleaner, folks. There's absolutely no reason why they want to ban gasoline except to limit your mobility and your ability to travel and get out of the Hunger Games kill grid, folks. They don't want you being able to go hundreds of miles. They want you to go back and forth to the prison commissary and to get your Netflix out of the Walmart machine, right? You know why you can't sleep at night? You know why you can't sleep at night, folks? It's not because you're worried about things. It's because your body is being physiologically manipulated by an electromagnetic attack and a photochemical attack, folks. You see, the lighting systems are a photochemical attack on your body. The blue light and the white light through your eyes at night creates the formation of reactive oxygen species out of the retinol in your eyes, folks. And those reactive oxygen species destroy your photoreceptors permanently. Permanent blindness. One photoreceptor at a time. You know, this car has a dashboard. You know, the air conditioner's got knobs on it connected to a cable. You know, they're manual controls, right? And my dashboard's, you know, really, it's 2300 Kelvin orange. You know, you get into these new cars and they're all 6500 Kelvin bright blue white light, right? In all these new cars. Even the dashboards are keep you awake at night. You know, there's something to be said for the old days, folks. And I want to tell you something. We're living in the old days, and a few years from now, we're going to be wishing we were still living in this time where we had the freedom of speech and we had the ability to warn others of what's coming. That's why I take full advantage of the time I have with you, my audience. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around. I don't know how much longer these channels are going to be up. I don't know how much longer they're going to allow this information to get out. All I can do is tell you people the truth. And you are under attack. Your children are under attack. Your health is under attack. Your minds are under attack. Your spirits are under attack. And the defenses are vast and accessible. The best way to protect yourself from this attack is to understand what the weapons are that are aimed at us and defend against them individually. And it can be done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with solutions. I come to you with solutions, folks. I don't come to you with fear-mongering and hopelessness, all right? I come with solutions. I expose agendas, I expose problems, and I provide solutions. And by the way, I'm not selling anything. I don't have ads on my channel. It's not monetized, all right? I'm here because I care. And God has put it on my heart to share the truth. The truth will set you free. The truth will save you. The truth is marching on, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joe Imbriano, P.O. Box 4121, Fullerton, California, 92834. On the web at joeimbriano777@gmail.com, WiFiDangers.com, thefullertoninformer.com. And by the way, I want to keep referring to my email. I need all of you to email me because if anything happens, I will have contact information. You also need to go to thefullertoninformer.com and check out the information on that website. There are hundreds of articles I've written that you can study. It's like a Joe Imbriano University, ladies and gentlemen, where you can learn about all the things that I have put out there for my fellow man and fellow woman, my fellow brother and sister in Christ, for all of you to benefit from. Because to whom much is given, much is required. I want you all to be safe and stay strong. And remember, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but through him. He paid it all, folks. Take advantage of it. God bless.